Al-Kadosh, Boker Or, Mishna Yomi, Masechet Batra, chapter 6, Perek Vav, Mishnah Gimel and Daled, 3 and 4. Says Mishnah Gimel. Okay, we were just speaking about in the previous Mishnah about inferior. That means basically when you're buying something, you already know that you're going to get some bad. It does exist. So it says, if you're going to sell right wine to your friend and then it turned into vinegar after you brought it home, you're not going to be responsible for paying it, which means even if the buyer specified that he wanted to use it for wine, right, which is basically, like for cooking, so it takes time and everything. So now you're going to drink it immediately. So he says, still, you're not chayav. Now, if it's known that the seller's wine never, right, turns into vinegar, right, if it's not consumed right away, so then it's going to become a mistaken sale, and the seller must refund the money, right? Because since the seller knows that his wine never keeps well, he should have told the buyer. Meaning like this: if you come and you already know that your wine will not stand such a long time, so what are you selling it to him? He just told you, I'm going to use it for cooking. Now, if it's consumption, people, they come and you should see them take down the wine. Ooh, with 1 second, they take down an entire bottle. So fine. So he took it very quickly. But if he's going to tell you it's good for cooking, and a little bit here, a little bit there, it could be for another 3 months, he knows that his wine doesn't last for more than a month. So he should have said something. So if he didn't say something, it's his loss, meaning that he has to come and he has to, how do you call it? He has to compensate, right, the wine. But if the seller tells him, I'm only selling you flavorable, what does that mean? That means it doesn't spoil quickly. Then chayav la'amid lo adat said it has to keep until Shavuot, because basically since he came and he said that it's I'm selling you good wine, meaning that it's wine that's going to stay for a very, very long time. Right nowadays we have the exact same thing with expiry dates, and that's why if you bring something back within the expiration date and it's bad, so therefore that's it. You get the money back. Why? Because it's supposed to expire at a certain date. Sometimes they will tell you the second that you open it, so now within a few days. But the concept is that if it's closed, it has a certain expiration date. V'yashan. Now, if he told them I'm selling you old wine, or Mishel Ishtakad from last year, Umiyushan, or if it's aged wine, Mishel Shalosh Shanim, he has to provide the wine from 2 seasons ago, right, which will be 3 years old by the end of the present season. But that's what it's called, meaning he's telling you what does aged mean. Because nowadays, sometimes you come to a restaurant, you want to say, okay, I'm going to have an aged steak. Yeah, but the aged steak is a month or 2 months. He says, no. What is called aged wine? Aged wine is this. Okay? Fine. Mishnah Dalet. If somebody's going to sell to his friend a place in order to build a house on it, or you're accepting a contract from his friend to build a house. Bet chatnu, whether it's going to be a bet chatnu for the Renault. Remember, they used to come and used to build a house for your son-in-law, right? For your son, in order to live by you, right? Not the son-in-law, the son, right? Your daughters used to go to their in-laws, right? Bet almanu or a widow's house for the daughter, meaning the daughter miskina, she became a widow, so she came back to the house, and therefore he's going to build for her house. She has to build a house which is going to be 4 amot by 6 amot. These are the words of Rabbi Akiva. So it's going to be 4 by 6, which is nothing. Think about it. 4 amot squared is 1.92 meters. So you're talking about like 2 meters by by 6 amot. So it's by 3 meters, and it's nothing. So he says, Rabbi Shimon comes and he says, what? This is a stable. This is a barn. What are you coming? You're going to start building a house which is 4 amot by 6 amot. That's nothing. Not something that. So he says, what is bait katan then? So bait katan is going to be 6 al 8, 6 by 8 amot. Right? Gadol, a bait gadol is going to be 8 al 10, 8 by 10. Look what are nowadays considered, yeah? Traklin, it's going to be like a mamash, and a mansion, it's going to be 10 by 10. So imagine 10 amot by 10 amot. So that's 5 meters squared. So what do we have nowadays? Nowadays we've got I don't know what they're called. They're not even traklins. They're I don't know what. Yeah, the height always has to be equal to half the length and half the width. Right? This is the way that they do math, by the way, also. Meaning, how do you always calculate the height? The height should always be half by half. Take length and width, half of one, half of the other. That should be the height. Okay? Yeah. Raya ledavar, what is the raya? The Hechal. The Hechal, it was going to be 40 amot and 20 amot wide. So how much was it going to be? 30 amot of the height. Right, which that's the way it is. Rashba Gomer Rashmun says, Hakol kibinyan Hechal. Does everyone build their houses like the Hechal? He says, what are you talking about? Obviously not. Meaning the Bet HaMikdash was something completely different. So you can use that standard in general construction. You understand? Meaning, okay, very good. That was the Hechal. But not everyone builds the Hechal. So don't come and start telling me that this is the way that it should be. Right? Obviously, that means it all depends. Obviously, the Gemara is going to mention about the different